All right, it is now time for the Week 15 playoff edition show. The regular season has come and ended. Last week was the Week 14 final matchups. There was two big matchups that finalized the playoff teams that made it. We'll discuss here what happened last week, as well as then get into a preview of the playoff. And the bracket is now set, so this is where the money time starts if you can win a couple playoff matchups and get yourself to the final. Looking first, though, at what happened last week in the final week of the regular season. We'll start with the matchups that didn't mean a whole lot, starting with Rat versus Ernie. It was a very close matchup, and Ernie once again loses another close one, as that was kind of the story of his season. 118 to 115, Rat picks up a win to end his season at 6-8. Overall, halfway decent record, 6-8, ends up being one game out of the playoff spot at 7-7. His season was ended 2 weeks ago, so he kind of already knew that he wasn't going to make it, even though he beat Ernie in the final week. Always good, though, to beat Ernie, especially when he comes in last place. So now Rat will pick himself up a piece of that buyout money if Ernie chooses to do the buyout, which he did DM me today asking how much he would owe for last place. And I told him, if he takes the buyout, it'd be 200, and then he also owes half of the ring for the champion, which is about $40. So he is starting to think about his option there. He didn't tell me which he'd be doing, but I'm pretty sure he'll be doing the buyout. I'm assuming since he was asking about
Rip.
it.
Pussy.
Um,
Fuck you,
but he
Jay.
has until the finals to tell me what he wants to do. If he is going to do the punishment, then he needs to give us a date, and it needs to be within 30 days of the final ending. So we'll see what he decides to do. But Rat does ensure himself a piece of that money by beating Ernie. He lost to him the first time, so he gets a little revenge and ends the season on a high note. Ernie, just a disaster season, 3-11. Ends up being 3 games back of everybody else, as the next lowest teams were 6-8. So really, Ernie's team this year was the only team non-competitive in the standings. So just a horrible season for Ernie. Moving on then to the next matchup that didn't mean a whole lot besides just seeding purposes. Cheese versus Anth. Anth picks up a victory there to finish his regular season on a high and go to 8-6, 116 to 105. Cheese's team kind of goes into the playoffs on a little bit of a down with only scoring 105 points, but he got his big victory the week before to ensure himself in the playoffs, and it was a good thing he got that the week before because then he would have lost to Ant this week, and who knew what would have happened. So both teams 8-6, and they will rematch themselves in the playoffs in week 1 of the playoffs in the first round. So we'll see if Cheese can put up a better showing in the first round of the playoffs against Anth, as Anth gets the better of him here in week 14. Cheese, your comments after losing on the final week of the season going into the playoffs?
I mean, we can't do that what's happening. My best player's on a bye.
Mm, okay.
Um,
Yep.
but there was some encouraging players, so
Okay.
I figured out who I'm starting this week. So
Oh. Okay.
only Danny Pennies didn't tear his ACL though, so that was not fun.
Mm, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So who are you? Who did you find out you were starting?
Oh, Woody Marks, I wasn't a believer in. He took most of the
Okay.
snaps, and Nick Chubb got hurt, so
Okay.
I'm now a believer.
All right. All right. That's it. That
Lol.
was the only person you.
Pierce also unfortunately will have to be benched due to Danny Penny's
Mm,
getting nuked out of
okay.
existence.
Well,
Sutton finally got some targets. 10 targets.
Yeah, and Troy Franklin collapsed, so I don't have to worry about Sutton.
Mm, okay. Myers with another decent game, another touchdown for Jacoby Myers. Um, all right. Moving on then to the next one. That didn't mean a whole lot besides a regular season bet between Cronky and Zach. And unfortunately, Cronky took Zach behind the woodshed.
it's fine.
133 to 92. Not a
Fine.
competitive matchup. And Cronky, with that win, moved to 9-5. Zach falls to 7-7. Zach earlier in the year had one of the top records. At one point was first in the standings and looked like he was going to be competing for that bye, and then he kind of nuked his team right before the trade deadline, and it has not resulted in a win since then. Since that trade, what is
As
that now?
predicted.
Is that 4 losses in
Been
a row
four
for you now?
losses.
Oh boy,
Yes.
so not going into the playoffs on a hot streak whatsoever.
Don't need to.
Another low scoring week as well. It's not like he's lost some unlucky ones. He has been putting up stinkers these last few weeks. I
It's
sure hope your
fun.
team steps it up for this first round of the playoffs because it is
This is
not.
why I made those trades for
Oh,
these next 3 weeks.
okay. All right, well, we'll see if that plan works.
Wait. Wasn't Zach's team like full strength this week?
Last
Uh,
week, no.
This
this
week.
week.
And
Week
I
that's
mean,
14.
yeah. I mean, he got
No.
Scary Terry back.
I think
Um,
that's what we were looking
No.
for.
I was not full strength, no.
he got Chase back, got Taylor back off by. I mean,
Who we
who
missing?
was out for you that wasn't on full strength?
I had multiple options stronger
Okay.
Peyton, I
than
guess. Okay.
Pat Bryant and Justin Jefferson that I could have played.
You
My
played Justin Jefferson.
strongest,
He got 3.1
like I
points
said,
once
I had
again.
people on bye and I had somebody injured. This week coming up, I will be at full strength,
I don't.
and there's
Okay.
no excuses
I
for this
mean,
week.
listen. The way I look at this is J.J. McCarthy probably had his best game of the season against the worst defense in the
Okay,
NFL,
I don't know about
and he
that.
still only got 3.1 points and 4 targets.
All
Eesh.
my trades were meant for weeks 15
All right.
onwards,
Oh,
so anything before that doesn't matter. I said it today in the chat. I said I'm treating this like the NBA, not caring about regular season, and once the playoffs start, we
I
wake
guess
up.
we're just trying to see the vision of why you think some of these players are going to all of a sudden perform next week. Like, why is Justin Jefferson going to all of a sudden perform next week?
Maybe he doesn't start for me.
Whoa. Oh boy, you're gonna bench Justin Jefferson next week. That would
Time
be a
will
big
tell.
call.
Let's
That
wait
would
for the
be a big
preview.
call.
Let's wait for the preview.
All right.
Wow.
Overall, any comments on owing Kroenke? I know you did a
I don't
double
know
or
him shit
nothing.
yet. I don't know him
Oh,
shit.
well, you did owe him, but then you did a double or nothing on who goes further in the playoffs.
Yes.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I guess I'll be rooting for Pook this week,
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
then I'll be rooting hard for Pook to lose next week
Hmm.
We are
against
Pook fans this
me.
week.
Yeah, you would be playing. You play the winner of this next week. Okay.
Oh God.
If you win this week, which I think is a lock by a long shot. All right. Let's see here. Moving on then to the next matchup. We get into the matchups that kind of meant something for this final week, starting with the battle of win and you might be in. Pook versus Tyler, and boy, what a shit show this matchup was. For something that meant so much for the playoff race, it was a holler, 91-86. Tyler wraps up his season in just a complete free fall. It was pretty special what Tyler did. He was near the top of the standings for quite a while. At the beginning of the year, his team looked great, and then it just fell off the map. He ends up finishing the season 6-8. Wasn't I believe he was like 4-2 or 5-3 at one point in the season, and only won one game in like his last like 5 weeks, and ends up 6-8 and misses the playoffs as
Whoa.
Pook completes his comeback of a season. I mean, this is right up there with last year's Bill and Slaps comebacks. I mean, bottom of the standings, had like 2 wins. Looked like it was last place, or maybe, just fighting to get out of last place. And then he goes on an incredible run to win, I believe, what was this, like 6 or 7 in a row to end the season off at 7-7 and gets in the playoffs on the final spot. That just shows you can never kill Pook. Even when he's down, he finds a way to get himself back into the playoffs. Just another successful comeback here from Pook to cap it off. Although, when you score 91 points, you don't deserve to win the matchup. But I guess when you're facing Tyler with everything on the line, it was good enough. And then obviously he had needed, because he only scored 91 points in the win, he was going to need some help, and he got it from my team taking down Bill in a very close matchup. The Ohio State University, just like they did last week against Sharon Moore and the University of Michigan, wins 121-119. This fantasy matchup much closer than the actual game last week as Michigan got their fucking ass beat. Much closer, but Bill falls. I tried to tell Bill when he DM'd me to make my team name Ohio State that he didn't want that because did he not just watch the game last week, Bill? Like you knew what was going to happen by
Maybe
doing
Bill
that.
knows he's about to get arrested and he's cheating on his wife.
I sure, based off of how Bill's fantasy seasons and fantasy management went this year, he might need to get investigated by police for these, like Sherrone Moore did, and he might need to get locked up because these were just
Lock
a
him
horrible fantasy seasons for Bill. He played in Pete's league, didn't make the playoffs. JV didn't make the playoffs, didn't make the playoffs in this league. I don't know. That gets you on the hot seat, Bill.
Hang it up, Bill. Hang it up.
But yeah, just a good effort by Bill though, as he started out the season very poor, came on strong in the second half, but wasn't quite enough. He lost 2 crucial games down the stretch when he needed it most. His team let him down. Did get a little unfortunate though. If he would have been playing Tyler or Pook this week, he would have easily beat them. And he did catch Pook on points for, so all he had to do was beat the Ohio State University, and he couldn't do it this week. So it does give me some pride. I do feel good to end my season this way, knocking Bill out of the playoffs. End up 6-8, which is the same record as Bill and the same record as Tyler. And oddly enough, if I would have beat Zombie last week, I would have actually made the playoffs over Pook. I would have beat him on points for, would have been 7-7. So unfortunate that Zombie really did end my season last week. Always ends my season every year somehow. So unfortunate, but at least I end my season on a little bit of a high note, beating Bill and knocking him out of the playoffs. That felt good, especially after the shit talk he was talking on my team earlier in the year. So that felt good. But disaster for Bill down the stretch. Congrats to Pook getting in. The great comeback from Pook this year as he ran that table towards the end. Got a little lucky though in this final week, I will say. And then finally, the final matchup of last week, we saw the battle for the bye, and boy, was this a disgrace, an absolute disgrace battle for the bye. Reality set in this week in fantasy world. Everybody said Slaps' team did not deserve a bye. When you look at it on paper, we all
really hoped he won, though.
We all tried to figure out how the fuck the team was even in the running for the bye. And it came to reality as Zombie doubles up his score, 141-71 points for Slaps. Not the way you want to go into the playoffs, scoring 71 points the week before the playoffs start. Jalen Hurts with his worst game of the year with 5 total turnovers, 0.4 points for Jalen Hurts. Just a disaster. It was his 2 running backs that got 17 each. Other than that, he would have been in danger for the lowest score ever if his 2 running backs didn't bail him out, as the rest of his team
Buddy,
just
no
put
one's beating my lowest score ever.
if those 2 running backs don't do anything, it would have been a close race because he got nothing.
But the lowest score ever is still fine because I won that year, so.
Yeah, well, okay. Just a disaster for Slaps team, and then you kind of question, where does Slaps go from here? Who can he trust going into the playoffs? Franklin had a horrible week. Valet, that didn't work. Darren Waller had a horrible week. He's cooled way off. Debo has been kind of boomer bust.
He doesn't have many options.
You got to start Adams, but he finally came back down to earth. From Adams down, you're going to start Debo, but his 2 flexes and his tight end are a mess.
Well, I would start Jennings. I would start Jennings, personally.
Yeah, he's going to start Jennings, but tight end, he's got to figure out, does it go with Theo Johnson?
Yeah, tight end, I would start Theo Johnson.
I don't know. He's got a lot of question marks going into the playoffs, which is not. You want your team to be kind of set, and you want to have an idea, and you want to have players playing good and playing hot, and that's not what Slaps has right now going into the playoffs. Meanwhile, on Zombie side, it's the complete opposite. His team definitely looks like the threat that we all kind of think it is. 141, highest score of the week. Had a great game from Achain, who did pick up a little injury, but for Zombie's sake, not a major one. And even if he did sit this week, Zombie had the bye, so that would have been big no matter what. Williams had another decent game. St. Brown just did okay. I guess the only thing for Zombie, he got Hampton back, which was huge for Zombie. He looked pretty good, too. Got a touchdown.
Warren's kind of cooked.
Yeah, that was going to be the one thing I'd say is, now we'll see what
Well,
Philip
you have to
Rivers
think
does
Warren's
with
cooked,
Warren.
and his other tight end Gadsden is cooked, right?
Yeah, but he's got
He's gonna
Michael
be,
Wilson, assuming
but
Marv is
but he's on
out.
a bye, so he's not even gonna benefit if Marv rests up a week.
Yeah, yeah, but I still think Zombies team's in a pretty
Oh no,
decent
for
position.
sure, for sure. I was saying it's not,
I mean,
not
everybody's got a
foolproof.
few question marker holes.
Yeah.
But Zombie comments after just destroying Slaps, taking him behind the woodshed, and securing that bye.
That was a very easy victory.
Hmm
Um, I think Slaps is demoralized now. Like
Yeah,
I
he
said,
was already giving the GG to Zach. So, yeah.
And I was
I
giving him the
think
GG right back.
I think Slaps is looking just like those Eagle boys. They're on the downward trend.
Yep.
Gonna be one and done in the playoffs.
One and done. All right. So from a chance at the bye to one and done. That's how thin the margins are in fantasy football. All right. So after that week 14, all those big matchups, this is how the bracket looks for the playoffs. It's a very well poised position bracket. We have first, actually, let me look at the standings here real quick.
Yeah, let's look at
So
Slaps'
we end
points
up
against.
so this is how the standings ended up. Very interesting this year. We did not have a double-digit win team. Very tight standings. 9-5 was the best record between three teams: Zombie, Cronky, and Slaps. So the that fantasy award for the best record will be split three ways between those three teams.
What a sham.
So that's an interesting one for this year. Um,
Was
points
was Bill
for
the highest points in a week?
what? I don't know. I have to go back
Definitely
and
not Bill.
I have to go back and look at that and see who had the most. But most points for on the season, that is Zombie, I believe, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Zombie. So he'll win two of those awards. Well, he'll split the one for best record, and he'll win the award for most points for. And then we'll have to go back and see who had the most points in a single week. But Zombie gets the bye on points for 9-5. Then we have Cronky moving up to the second spot on points for at 9-5. So he gets the 2 seed. Slaps in the 3 seed at 9-5. Then we have Anth moving up to the 4 seed, so strong first season from him in the main league, making the playoffs and at the 4 seed. Then Cheese in the 5 seed at 8-6. And then we have two teams that finish at 7-7. They were the only two at 7-7, so there was no 7-7 team that missed the playoffs this year. So that continues to be strong in this league. That if you get to 7-7, you have a very good chance of making the playoffs. That's kind of the goal for the season, and it holds true this year with Zach in the 6th seed and Pook in the 7th seed. Then we had 4 teams at 6-8, all missing the playoffs by 1 game. Tyler 6-8 at the 8th seed, Bill in the 9 at 6-8, myself at 6-8, and Rat and 11 at 6-8, and then way down the list, Ernie in last place at 3-11, the outlier of the season. Everybody else was very competitive, just barely missed, and then you got Ernie at 3-11. So rough.
Look at Slaps' points against 200 less than mine, 200 and
yeah.
50
Well, I
less than
mean,
mine.
I think we all kind of been saying all year that he has gotten extremely lucky in a lot of matchups, but hey, you need luck in fantasy, and he had it this year. So we'll see if that luck runs out, though, because it sure looked like it ran out this past week when he faced a good team in Zombie. But we'll see. Anything can happen in the playoffs. So looking at the bracket then here, as we said, Zombie at the 1 seed gets the bye, so he's into the semifinal round automatically. He will face the winner of the 4 vs. 5, Anth versus Cheese, so a rematch from the Week 14 matchup. Did you guys split the season series?
We did.
Okay, so this is the rubber match game of the season, and it's for a chance to move on to face Zombie. Then we see at the bottom of the standings, or bottom half of the bracket, the 2 seed Cronky, who just joined, versus the 7 seed Pook, who got in the final week. And then the last matchup at the playoffs in the bottom half, we have the 3 seed Slaps versus the 6 seed Zach. Obviously, that's kind of an interesting matchup because both those teams are not going into the playoffs on a high. So that's anybody's game in that matchup. whose ever team plays better. That matchup could be a 100-90 scoreline, or it could be a high-scoring game where they both actually play good. I don't know.
Wish that was my matchup.
So yeah, so then interesting would be the second round in that bottom half. You would have Cronky or Pook versus Zach or Slaps. So well positioned to possibly, get to the final and have maybe like a 1 versus 2 Cronky versus Zombie possibility. Which I think those two teams, in my opinion, are the best teams right now in the league. But we'll see what happens. Anything can happen in this next week. It's a 1-week first round, so if your team just plays like shit, you're out. Cronky, hello. Any comments you'd like to make after ass raping Zach in Week 14? We just discussed the Week 14 matchups. Is Cronky here? Earth to Cronky?
Hello?
Yes.
Jesus.
I don't have any comment about last week. I'm more solely focused on this week.
Oh, you're on to the playoffs, huh? On to the
Yes.
first round of the playoffs. Okay.
Zach, I
Interesting.
hope to see you next week for
Look.
our third matchup of the
Oh,
year.
No.
yeah, rematch in the
No.
semifinal.
No.
That would be interesting. Okay.
We are
Wow,
Team Poop.
Zach, you don't want that? You don't want that rematch in the final or semifinal?
I don't really care one way or the other.
Okay.
Oh, bullshit. You got a $100 bet with me, asshole. You don't want me there.
$200 bet.
See you there if you make it, buddy.
All right, so let's discuss then those playoff matchups. We will start at the top half of the bracket with, like I said, Cheese versus Anth in that rematch, rubber match, as they both won one of the regular season matchups. Anth winning last week in Week 14 versus Cheese, and now they replay right again. However, Cheese's team definitely looks different than last week as he gets his Christian McCaffrey back for this first week. He also has some other
Different.
players in there. Fake Rat now here as well. All right, Rat. We discussed the Week 14 matchups that included you beating Ernie and getting a piece of that buyout if he takes it. I did mention that Ernie did DM me today asking how much he owes. So he wanted to know how much the buyout was, so he's now considering that. He didn't tell me he's going to do it for sure, but it looks like he's considering it. So any comments you want to make on the end of your season?
I'll be back next year.
You'll be back next year, okay? You did only miss the playoffs technically by 1 game.
Yeah.
He missed the playoffs by 1 kicker.
Yeah.
Or 1 CD Lamb catch on
Yeah.
wide open.
One.
play.
One.
Although actually he missed it by more than
Poor
that because
fantasy management.
if CD Lamb catches that, yeah, he's 7-7. But
Yeah.
actually,
That's what it
yeah,
all
you
comes
still
down
would have probably
to,
missed
poor
on points
fantasy
for
management.
because that
I
would have
missed
put
it by
Anth
a
at
CD
7-7.
drop and a bag kicker.
Are there any players who are on your do not draft list?
CD Lane.
Is it the only one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And possibly Devontae Smith if AJ Brown is not gone.
Okay.
Whoa.
All
And
right.
Nico would be drafted.
Nico what?
Nico would be drafted again if he was there.
Ooh, okay. Even though you shit on Stroud.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're getting in then. We just looked at the bracket. Let's get into the first round matchups. As I said, starting with the Cheese versus Anth, top half of the bracket. Winner plays Zombie in the second round. Right now, Sleeper does like Cheese to get the victory 120-116. Cheese's team, as we said, looks a lot different than last week, and Anth's team might look a little different as he has some questionable players with injuries that have picked up. Cheese is rolling with CJ Stroud versus Arizona. Interesting call there as he dropped his boy Bryce Young, who he'd been hyping up for weeks, and picked up Stroud. So interesting call there. Christian McCaffrey, as we said, back. He plays Tennessee. That's a great matchup coming off a week of rest. Probably going to be very good. Rolling with DeAndre Swift against Cleveland. Not the best of matchups, but hopefully for Cheese's sake he can get into the end zone and it's not monogold. Mike Evans tomorrow night to get him started. So he picked Evans up. Looks like Evans might come back and play. If I'm Cheese, the only thing I'm worried about with Mike Evans is what happened to me during the regular season when he finally came back from his first injury. They threw him a ball down the field, and he absolutely collapsed on the field and was done for the rest. Well, what we thought was the rest of the year. So you just got to worry with Mike Evans that when they throw him a ball down the field, he either pops his hamstring or gets himself injured right away, and then he goes out for the whole rest of the game. Jacoby Myers versus the Jets. Pretty decent matchup as he's been hot lately. Jake Ferguson on Sunday night against Minnesota. Cortland Sutton against Green Bay. Tougher matchup there. Woody Marks, who looked pretty good last week against Arizona as well. So he's got the two Houston quarterback and running back. Woody Marks getting a few passes last week as well. And now with Chubb possibly done. Is Chubb done for sure? Or?
He did not practice. I think he has a broken rib, but it's not confirmed.
All right. And then McPherson against Baltimore. On Ant's side, Patrick Mahomes against the Chargers. Mahomes didn't look great this past week against one of the tough defenses in the NFL. Now faces the Chargers. Not as good of a defense as Houston, but they looked pretty decent against freaking Jalen Hurts this past week. Oh, God. James Cook against New England. That's a big game, Buffalo, New England this week. We'll see if Cook can get back into the end zone. Travis Etienne against the Jets. Pretty decent matchup as he had a nice looking game this past week, and the Jaguars are on a roll. DK Metcalf on Monday night against Miami. Pretty good matchup for Metcalf as he had a big game this past week. However, it's a Monday night game, and he does have to kind of monitor that because he doesn't have the luxury of, waiting. I mean, if he waits till Monday night, does he have any other receivers that play?
Drake London is ruled out.
Yeah, London's already ruled out, so that's not good for him. He doesn't have anybody else that plays on Monday night, so he'd have to kind of decide on Sunday if he's going to roll with DK, or maybe he has to pick somebody else up off waivers on Monday night if he is out, but that's kind of a mess.
Wasn't DK hurt? Yeah.
Yeah, but he says he's trending in the right direction, so that just makes you think, okay, he might play, but if it's not clear on Sunday,
I'm out.
what does he do?
No, you can finish that.
What?
Are you done? I want to make a statement.
Okay, go ahead.
He's already pissing me off. The Cheese is talking about a Monday night player at 8:15 p.m. when he is playing a guy that just missed 6 weeks off a fucking broken collarbone and playing him tomorrow. You cannot talk about injuries about this matchup.
Yeah, broken collarbones heal like that.
Just go.
I mean, I do think Cheese is a little delusional on what he's going to get from Mike Evans tomorrow night. If it was me and I have him in JV, I am not starting him. But my team in JV also doesn't need him. Cheese's team
I'm
needs him.
just saying that he can't be talking about an injury on Monday when he.
Yeah, but I think, in Cheese's situation, if for some reason Evans is out tomorrow, then he already knows and he can just make a switch. With Anth, he doesn't know for sure, and with it being Monday night,
they've announced Mike Evans will play.
Cheese is just trying to scare Anth and not start Metcalf. He's gonna play.
He's gonna wait and see until Sunday and then make the decision.
No, I'm not trying to scare Anth. I don't know about him. Mike Evans is cleared to play, and a collarbone injury is a clean break. You come back. There's no restrictions.
Okay, well, just remember, he also has hamstrings.
I'll wait to make my comments.
He also has hamstrings that can flare up.
There's a reason.
Michael Pittman for Anth against Seattle. Pretty tough defense there, and he's got Phillip Rivers now. I don't know what to expect from that. And there's also two other receivers. Jawan Johnson versus Carolina. That could be halfway decent. Kenneth Gainwell on Monday night, so he's got 3 Monday night players with Boswell. Cheese doesn't have any, so this game matchup could come down to a Monday night sweat. So
You're
we do like that. John Mechie in there against Jacksonville. What did he do last week? Because I know he had a halfway decent week. 7 points. Yeah, not great.
Yeah, but the Jags defense been looking good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have a great week last week, and now he's got him against Jacksonville. I don't know. Maybe he switches him for Kamara if he didn't practice on Wednesday. That's an option. What did Jaden Reed do this past?
Limited. He probably plays. He'll probably play.
He got 9 points last week. So Ant does have some options, but he's going to have to make the right choices if he wants to have a chance. I'm going to take Cheese in this matchup just because I think Cheese's lineup is a little more set and safe. Anth has a lot of question marks, and I don't think even the players, if he chooses the right ones, I still don't know if it's going to be enough. I like Cheese's team a little more. They're trending in the right direction. I think Cheese gets the win and moves on. Rat, who's winning this matchup to face Zombie?
So, honestly, it doesn't matter who wins, but I'm going to pick Cheese.
Okay.
I'm going to say McCaffrey delivers one final time.
Okay.
He will deliver next week, but
It
I'm
won't
sorry, but Zombie's just waiting in the wind to smoke one of your teams.
Okay.
So, yeah, it doesn't. This matchup doesn't matter at all, to be honest.
I already
'cause-
beat Zombie once this year.
Ooh.
Okay, it's not happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I do
think it
like
will be-
optimistic cheese. You know, we've had many different versions of cheese on this show this year. Some of them were disaster. Some of them were no hope at all. I do like the fact that going into the playoffs, he's very optimistic. It might be false optimism, but all right. So you're taking cheese.
Yes.
Cronky,
I like 2 points.
who is winning this matchup?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think Mike Evans is going to have that big of a role tomorrow. He's just too old, and
All right.
I read
Wow.
today that he really hasn't had much
Too old.
contact.
I think that's the biggest concern for Evans tomorrow is his first pass down the field. He gets hit or something, and he ends up going out for the rest of the game. And
However,
then Cheese
I
gets like
will
a goose egg.
say Cheese would have a better outlook in terms of advancing far
Okay.
in the playoffs if he could somehow win this week.
All right. So you like Cheese's chances versus Zombie more than Ants. Okay.
Well,
I
yeah,
would say yes, just based
Okay.
off of Mike
because
Evans.
London's
hopefully
hurt
will
too.
develop
Just
more of a role.
thought.
In terms of this particular week,
hmm
can you scroll down? Let me see the tight ends. And
Ferguson versus Johnson. Ant has Pittman with
Jesus
now Philip
Christ.
Rivers against one of the best defenses in Seattle.
Oh my God!
He does have 3 Monday night players potentially. Ant does if DK play. He really needs DK to
You
play.
know what, Zach? I'm gonna predict a tie.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
What happens in the tie? Oh, I lose in the
Let's
tie.
see.
Tie doesn't benefit me.
Tie would be, yeah, I believe points 4, so you would lose. Yep.
Damn, imagine it coming down to a tie and you lose on points 4.
Yeah, that would be rough. All right.
Yikes.
Let's see, Zach.
Tie.
A tie. Okay, that was quick. All right. Zombie. Who do you think's gonna win this matchup, and who do you want to play next week?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the answer to both doesn't matter, but I would rather face my boy Anth,
Okay.
but I think my boy Cheese is winning.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right, Cheese. You sound pretty optimistic for this matchup. I'm assuming you're thinking you're gonna get this win,
Look.
and then your chances moving forward.
I like my team this week. The weather in I think Chicago is supposed to be like -20, so they're gonna spam run.
To Monagle. Okay.
They do both,
Mm,
but I'm not
okay.
starting both.
No.
McCaffrey back. I think, unlike you guys, I think Mike Evans will be a big because the Buccaneers kind of have to win this game.
Yep.
So, and Ibuka's not doing shit, so they're gonna go to the trusted guy.
Interesting.
And we could get a patented Mike Evans 3 yards, 3 touchdown scoreline.
Oh. Okay.
That doesn't
Patented
happen though.
Mike
I
Evans.
don't know about that.
That's not a
Anyway,
patent, Mike
Kobe
Evans.
Myers on the upswing. Ferguson is pretty
I
solid
really
tight
think
end.
you wrote that underdog tweet. The more you talk about Mike Evans.
Look, Ferguson solid. Myers is the #1 in Jacksonville. It's a great matchup. Sutton has been looking better, and they finally figured out Troy Franklin is ass. Doo-doo cheeks. Woody Marks took over. McPherson versus
Holy
Baltimore is a
fuck, the
great
whole team's
matchup.
popping off.
Yeah.
20
5 good
fucking
Like I
points.
matchup.
said, you got a lot of
300
options.
points.
on this
Rat's
team.
team still eliminated.
I need to change my pick right now, actually. Mike Evans is getting hurt on the first play tomorrow, and it's season over.
Are
for
you not
Cheese.
worried about that at all? Cheese, take it from somebody that had Mike
Look.
Evans this year,
Look,
and I was
look.
so excited. I was just
Look.
like you. I was so happy for him to finally be back. I waited all these weeks
Golfer,
to finally
golfer.
get
I
him
look
back,
at it-
and then literally on the first quarter
Look,
on a deep
I look
ball
at it-
that he should have caught, he
I
just goes to
look
the
at it-
ground and is dead.
I look at it like this. I need upside. Okay.
Well, no, I understand why you're starting him. You don't really have a better option. I'm not
I'm
questioning
saying
you starting
Bam
him.
team is
night-
shut.
My
Bam
question is,
Knight
are you worried
is-
about him getting hurt right away on the first pass, and then he
I am
gets you a
not
0?
worried because a collarbone injury is a straight heel. It's a very simple heel.
Yes, but he
Your
also has
team
other
is
injuries that he's dealt with. Hamstring. He could re-injure that easily, like he did this year already once.
I picked McCaffrey this year. He made the whole year. Okay, I had to
Okay.
touch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyway, look, I'm not starting Pearsall because he's been doo-doo.
Mhm.
Pierce, I would have started, but Danny Penny's got hurt, and I don't really know what the Colts quarterback thing is going to look
Yeah,
like.
that's probably smart.
And I want him to tank because I don't want Pittman. It has Pittman, so I just want that to be a bad game in general.
Okay.
And then Monagai, I could start, but Monagai, like, he's probably gonna get 8 points. He might get a touchdown, but like it's a lower floor. And if I'm betting on someone to go off, it would be Mike Evans. It's a good
Okay.
matchup. They
All
have to win the game. Like they gotta.
So
Baker's
how
gotta lock
many
in.
points are you happy with tomorrow?
I would like to score 125.
No. I'm talking about Mike
Tomorrow.
Evans.
Oh, Mike Evans. If he can get me at least between 12 and 15 points,
Okay.
I'm happy with that outcome.
Okay. All right. We'll see if he gets into double digits. All right. And then you like your chances versus Zombie in the second
And,
week?
yeah, I'm taking
Now hold
myself-
on. Last week on the show, you were trying to figure out a way to not be on the same side of the
Well, I
bracket
would
as
prefer
Zombie.
not to face Zombie, like
Okay.
everyone would. You know,
Okay.
it's clearly the best team. But I will say if Marvin comes back, and if his tight ends continue to suck,
Mm-hmm.
it's doable. I'm not saying he's definitely the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been before. It's definitely doable. I mean,
Yeah,
anything
it
can happen
can
in the
happen.
playoffs. Just need
Okay.
like Rice was shit last week. I mean, Warren's, like from tight end down, his team could be in the shitter if they don't step it up. So
Okay.
it's definitely doable.
All right. Very
but-
optimistic going into the playoffs.
Look,
I
he's
like
definitely
that.
the favorite. He's definitely the number one for a reason.
Okay.
But all it takes is Rashee Rice getting Mahomes running into Rashee Rice's leg again, and
Wow.
Or a car incident.
yeah, or he's going a little too fast, and that's
Wow.
it.
Okay. All right then.
That is some crazy statements that I
well-
just heard.
I don't want to hear
I
any.
really
I don't.
hope
I don't. I don't
CMC
want to hear
gets
any
hurt after that.
non-playoff teams talk right now.
Well, Golfer's the commissioner, so you're fucking gonna listen to Moss show.
I'm the
So you hear me?
commissioner. I'm a
No,
co-commissioner.
you're not a fucking. You don't do shit this year.
Oh.
Season's in the dust by
Which,
the end of the week.
me and Cheese are
really
in
hope
agreement. I
CM
think we should get 25K for being the commissioners.
I
of this
really
league.
hope
Oh, yeah,
CMC
fuck
You
gets
guys
hurt.
should pay that. Where are the
Yeah.
checks?
You are the last commissioner that deserves 25.
Wait,
Do
Brad-
you
Wow.
want me to tell you why?
Wow.
Because you didn't pay your $100 to start the year. Me and Zach.
I did.
always-
It's literally
No, you
gonna be
didn't.
paid out as
Guys,
soon as I
Brad
pay
is
the
just-
winner, which
Brad-
ain't gonna be me. What do you
Brad is
mean?
just salty that he picked McCaffrey last year and he got hurt, and I picked McCaffrey this year.
And
he's
I
the
would have picked him again
RB1.
this year, and he would have got hurt. So you're just lucky that fantasy got. You know what? Your season's not even good this year.
Oh.
All you did was cry and say GG by 1:20 p.m. and they just scored 150 points every week, and you got lucky.
I know.
Your team's not good.
Every week.
Your team's not good. It's
Funny,
too
this
bad.
is probably
Oh
my
my
worst
gosh.
team in the last 3 years.
This is just.
I listen,
Sharon
I
Moore information
understand.
is out. Wow.
I understand what Rat is saying, but you do have to give Cheese a little bit of credit.
No,
At
know
the
what?
start
No
of the
credit.
season, hold on. At the start of the season, we looked at his team that he drafted, remember?
Piss me off,
And
man.
we absolutely ripped him to shreds about that team that he drafted, as it looked like complete
Still
dog
shit.
shit.
It
And
is
we
still
said like he may come in last. It may be a last place team. And
dog
I
shit.
mean, he ended up going 8-6 and making the playoffs.
You know what this is? This is just.
And he
one
also
week-
made some horrible trades this year as well.
one more
Like,
regular
Yeah,
season
my
game
trades
to be
this
eliminated
year
by
were
zombie.
maybe some of the worst I've ever made.
This is one more regular season game to be eliminated by zombie next week. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Let me ask you a question.
Funny,
Rat.
I have beaten
Zombie,
Zombie
If
Yeah.
your
before.
record was 8-6 and Cheese's was your record, and you were in Cheese's spot right now, do you
Yes.
think you could beat Zombie next week?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. I
Wow.
thought you were trying to test your delusion. See how delusional.
I think
Start
there
looking
are-
forward to next season. Figure
I
out
think there
that
are
I'm not
two
saying.
teams-
I'm not
Gets
saying
here, you
I
can start
will
looking
beat
forward
Zombie.
to
I'm
the
just saying
season
there's
after
a
that.
There are
chance.
two teams that can win it all, and they're
Hmm.
both in the party.
Oh, all right. Hot take. We'll get into that at the end.
Look,
All
I
right.
think.
Go
Look,
ahead.
I think my team's better than Ant. I think Ant's getting a little cucked with Drake London, but right now I think we're
Well,
definitely
that's it.
better.
Yeah, I was trying to get Ant to join the show tonight to talk,
Good luck.
and he, this is all I'm gonna say from the DMs I had with him today. Anthel really likes to do this thing where it's poor little old me. His team doesn't have a chance, but yet he secretly thinks he's going to win, and he thinks he's going to win, but he doesn't want to talk shit. He's not, as he said, he's not projected by Sleeper to win. He's the underdog, so he's going to just sit back, not say anything, and then when he wins somehow, if he wins, then he'll say stuff on Monday
I
evening.
mean, he could easily win. But
Yeah, so that's the approach he's going to take, and that's why he's not going to be here. All right, moving on then to the more interesting bottom side of the bracket. I think the bottom side is definitely more interesting, and I think it starts with the 2 versus 7 matchup. Normally 2 versus 7, you would think, okay, that's probably one of the worst matchups. But I actually think this is the pretty interesting one. If Bill would have made it or Tyler would have made it, I would have said it's probably less interesting. But Pook just has that magic. And if I was Kroenke, I would have been rooting for anyone else, Bill or Tyler, to make it over Pook. Because Pook can be a kryptonite to Kroenke, I believe. Right now, Sleeper does like Kroenke, 135 to 122. Of course he does. Kroenke just put up a good amount of points last week. His team looks good on paper. So he's definitely the favorite. Pook's definitely the underdog. But the way Pook has been playing lately, you never know what can happen. And this is one of those where it wouldn't surprise me if somehow Pook pulls this upset off. Although he's going to have to score way more than 91 points. Nobody is going to be bailing Pook out this week. He has to come. His team has to bring it. It's going to have to put up 130 plus to have a chance. He's not going to get bailed like he did last week when he scored 91 points. So, Pook, your team better bring it. Kroenke has Lamar Jackson against Cincinnati at Cincinnati. Let's take a little look here at Lamar these last weeks. He finally had a decent game with 21 points this past week in Pittsburgh. It didn't start out great in that game for Lamar, but he came back and put up a strong second half to end up with 21. So maybe that's a sign now moving forward that he's getting healthier and starting to play better. Kroenke, for his playoff sake and his championship, he sure hopes that it's the turning point for Lamar Jackson. Kenneth Vidal against Kansas City. Vidal, even with Hampton back this past week, had an okay game, got a touchdown, looked decent running the ball, got 14 carries still. So it definitely looks like they're using both running backs still. It's kind of like a Bears situation, maybe. I don't know, though, how Vidal's going to fare. He kind of needs to get a touchdown, because if he didn't get that touchdown, he only got 11 points with the touchdown. So he's going to need to... Oh, wait, did he get a touchdown? No, he didn't get a touchdown.
He didn't get it.
That was Hampton that got the touchdown. So, yeah, I guess 11 without a touchdown is not bad. He had the 60-yard reception. That's what I was thinking of. You take away that, and it's not that great of a game. Bijan Robinson tomorrow night to get him started, obviously, against Tampa Bay. I think that's going to be pretty decent. Atlanta's kind of a mess with no London, so it should be a heavy Bijan game. So that should be pretty good for him to get him started. JSN against the Colts. It's JSN, so he should do okay. Boomer bust Jameson Williams against the Rams. Big game for Detroit with the Rams. JMO's been coming on the last 2 weeks. I expect Dan Campbell to use him still quite a bit if they're going to win that game. Trey McBride against Houston. Obviously, it's McBride. And then in the flex, Ladd McConkey against Kansas City. He is a little banged up, but he should be okay to go. We'll see if he can have a bounce back against Kansas City. Kind of still a tougher matchup for him, but got to be a little better than what he did this past week. And then Luther Burden against Cleveland. Really? I guess he led pass catchers in Week 14. He did have 11 points on the Bears. He had 6 targets. Yeah, that's a gutsy call against Cleveland. Who's his other options? Pacheco, Mason, Xavier Worthy, Shaheed. So interesting call by Kroenke to go with Burden.
Marv.
Oh yeah, Marv. Okay, so
Marv's
I guess
not
Marvin
playing.
Harrison.
I guess
is
he
not
goes with
playing.
Marv. I'm assuming if Marv is healthy. So big call there. And then Dicker, the kicker, against Kansas City, who's been very good this year. On Pook's side, Dak Prescott against Minnesota. Pretty good matchup there. Although Minnesota just shut down the Commanders. It's the Commanders. They're dog shit. I think Dak will beat them up
Whoa.
on Sunday Night Football. Obviously, the Cowboys are fighting for their playoff life. They got to win every game. I think Dak will have a good game. Breece Hall against Jacksonville. He is a little banged up, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Should probably be good to go. Maybe just holding him out on Wednesday for precaution. Although Jacksonville's been pretty good lately. He finally gets his Patriot boys back this week. Henderson against Buffalo. Huge game, Patriots versus Buffalo. Buffalo's defense has been god awful. So pretty good matchup for these Patriot players, especially Henderson. Buffalo gives up yards for fun on the ground. Waddle on Monday night against Pittsburgh. I like this spot for Waddle this week on Monday night. Should be pretty decent, and it could maybe come down to that. It would be kind of funny if the matchup's close, comes down to Monday night with Pusa's Waddle, who he had on his team and traded him to Pook. It would be kind of funny if Pook wins with Diggs and Waddle, who he traded to Pook. Brock Bowers against Philly. Obviously, don't know what to expect out of Bowers. Either has a great game or he has a horrible game, and it is Philly. Tough defense, especially with tight ends. Shakir against New England as well, so he's got a lot of players in that Patriot-Buffalo game. Kareem Hunt against the Chargers, and Eddie Pinheiro against Tennessee. Overall, the reason I thought Pook is the worst opponent for Kroenke to play in the first round out of Bill, Kroenke, or Bill, Pook, or Tyler is because I think Pook's team looks the best on paper compared to the other ones. And I think this is going to be a dogfight. As I said before, I think it's going to be higher scoring. I think it's going to come down to Waddle on Monday night. And I am going to pick Pook to get the upset on the week and just end Kroenke's dreams right out the start. Not only do I want that, but it would be very funny if Kroenke's hopes and everything, because he definitely has a team to compete this year, if it all just comes to a crashing end in week 1 at the hands of Pook, who has been kind of his kryptonite. So go Pook. I helped you get into the playoffs last week, Pook. Hopefully this week you return the favor and knock Kroenke out. All right, Cheese, who's winning this match?
So, I think there should be I think that Pusa should win,
Okay.
but I agree that it will be close.
Okay.
I think it'll be super close actually, because I do not like Luther Bird in that game. As I said earlier, it's gonna be like negative 20 degrees. It will be
Well, he's
freezing.
banking on Marv being in there from what it just sounded like.
I do not think Marv is playing.
Okay.
I mean, if it's not Marv or if it's not Burden, it will be Worthy.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I would start Worthy. This get you like 8 to 10 points. Get some
All
points.
right,
Solid.
well, let's not help him, Cheese. He doesn't.
Look, I think Pook is going to give up a solid fight this
Yep.
week.
Okay.
I think he has some tougher matchups.
Okay, so you're gonna take Kroenke, but you think Pook
I am going to take Kroenke. I just half of Pook's team plays Buffalo, which is pretty tough. I mean,
Buffalo's
gonna
defense
be-
is dog shit. What do you mean?
yeah,
Give up
but
points
it's
for
still going
fun.
to be a dogfight. It's not, it's a big
Okay.
game for Buffalo.
Big game for New England. Well,
It's a big game for both of them. But anyway,
that's a good thing.
I am rooting for Pook. So in case I lose, me and Pusa's bet is nullified.
Yeah, that's another big component of this. Okay. All right, Rat.
Looking at Pusa's side, the flexes are questionable. The running back too questionable.
Okay.
Obviously if Marv plays, but we did just see what Houston defense did to Mahomes. So like that Houston
That's true.
defense could
That's
lock
true.
down McBride and Harrison. So
Okay.
and the question comes, how much can he get out of Bijan, Jason, Lamar?
I think he needs to hope tomorrow for like
I
a 25-plus game from Bijan to start
The
him
way
off.
Kroenke was making it earlier this week, I really do see this coming down to be a 1 to 2 point game.
Ooh.
Literally could.
Down to Waddle. Okay.
Yeah, I think Dak Prescott has a really good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be the outscore Lamar,
Okay.
and it's going to be
All right.
sweating bullets for Kroenke,
Mhm.
but Kroenke pulls out a close one.
Oh, so Kroenke pulls it out.
Yes,
Okay.
'cause
So
I think
have
Bijan-
you decided yet if you're doing your 4-1?
Haven't decided
Hmm.
because I need to think of Zombies team. I think Pook made a good run. I think the big boys do
Wow,
all
so
combine.
you don't believe in Pook enough to make that bet just yet. You
No.
think it's got to be Zombie in the final, which
Yeah.
4-1 odds for Kroenke to automatically be in the final, according to you, that's scary. That is scary.
I think the top half of the bracket is the champion, whoever comes out of there.
No.
Of course you think that. You're in the top eight.
Well.
Generally right now, I don't know if we were supposed to make predictions, but yes, I do think it comes down to Kroenke versus Zombie.
Okay.
How has Indianapolis' defense been?
Okay,
Not
but not
good.
as good
There's
lately.
no Sauce Gardner and
Not
stuff.
as good lately. They were much better earlier. in
I
the year.
mean, look, I think Pusa's definitely, I think he'll win, but there's a very easy scenario where he
I think it's
All
he
right.
a
falls
So
apart.
five-point
so
game.
so far,
I
everybody
think-
said this is going to be very tough, but I have been the only one on balls to say that Pook gets the upset. You both are saying Kroenke pulls it out in a
Yeah,
close one.
because
All
I've been
right.
doubting Pusa all year, and then
Okay,
Gamo drops
fair
30.
enough.
So
All right,
And
Zach. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I do think those big boys give enough effort to get the. I think Kroenke's making it seem like it's easy. It is definitely going to be a sweat, though.
Okay.
He's going to be
No.
nervous on Monday night. It's going to come down to a fourth quarter sweat Monday night,
All right.
and
I
we're all
hope
going to
so.
be in the
That's what
party
we
for
want.
that.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, Zach.
We are going to have a true tie where there's nobody advancing, and the person that is supposed to play the winner next round just moves on. So this one will be a
that
tie.
doesn't
That
not how
doesn't
that
work,
works.
buddy. If it's a tie, Kroenke moves on.
If it's a tie and somebody moves on, I will write an angry letter to sleep.
Okay. All right. You should just say what you said earlier, that Pook's going to win because you want Pook to win.
We all want Pook to
When
win.
did I
Let's
say
be
that?
honest.
You said that earlier. You said you'd rather you root for
Oh,
Pook
is that
this week.
so?
Yeah, you
Is
said
We
you were going to
all-
root for Pook this week.
While that does sound like something I would say, I'm not confirming nor
You
denying
got to
that I
bet
said
with
that.
him.
I
You
do
want
wanna
Pook
say
to
one more
win.
thing
That way,
after.
if you win, you win the bet.
I didn't say I said that,
is
Pusa.
shame.
I do
Wow,
want
you
to say one
believe
more thing
everything our
after.
corrupt commissioner says? How many times have you called our commissioner corrupt this year?
A lot.
You know
Brian,
he's
Can I-
a
sketchy.
lot.
Can I say one more thing after?
I'm not.
And then he takes it back. Okay, go ahead.
I hope Pook wins it all so I can go to a 60
Oh,
game with
hell
him
no.
and give him
Hell
the
no.
trophy.
Oh my God.
Well, you're just gonna
Okay,
head
now
nod him
that's
from a
too
fucking
far.
section away.
Yeah,
Buddy,
that-
the
yeah,
last
that's
time you
too-
had it nodded.
That's too far. Listen, I want Pook to win this week just because
Whoa.
Kroenke. But after this week, hell no, I don't want Pook to win anymore.
Whoa.
Hell no.
This is zombies to lose.
Okay. All right. All right. Zombie. Who wins between Pook and Kroenke in this first round? And then, do you want Kroenke to just lose early so you don't have to potentially face him in the final?
When someone was at 2-5,
Mm-hmm.
a certain someone,
Yes, we know you started
I
sucking the cock.
was
You
the
always
only
are
one
on his
that
chode.
I can't
believed
listen,
in my
Chris.
boy
We know.
Pook.
Yep.
You were on his little pee-pee.
So
You're a bitch.
why stop now?
Oh,
My
okay.
boy
You're a
Pook
bitch.
is
Wow.
winning.
Still, man, still sucking that. Wow. Damn, it's been a long.
Block, 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 block,
Wow.
block.
Still going hard on it. All right.
Oh, jeez.
Connor Bedard
All right.
still doesn't have a
So
fucking goal. What are we
Pusa,
doing here?
Pusa, how
And,
many points
Hold on,
do you
let
want out of
Zombie
the?
finish.
Oh, Zombie. Sorry. Go ahead.
And Pusa's team is easy. I ain't sweating
Oh.
him.
Okay, so you're not worried about him in the final.
Wow.
Okay. So who are you most worried about to face in the final?
You don't
From
have
the
to
bottom
say,
side
Zombie.
of the
We all
bracket.
already know. We know. You don't have to say.
I would rather face Pusa than my boy Zach.
Oh.
I think Zach's
Oh.
got
Really?
the toughest team that I would worry about.
Really? Okay, interesting.
That's why I made all those trades to make Zombie
Okay,
nervous.
you're worried about Justin Jefferson. All right, interesting. All right, let me see here. Okay, actually, Kroenke, we'll get your thoughts first, and then I have something to play that Pook would
Oh,
like
let
me
me
to play
pull this
since
up.
he's not here for this matchup.
Wow.
You might want to join the Discord for this.
Let me.
Um,
Oh shit.
Kroenke, are you, some people have said that you're acting like this is going to be a cakewalk. I don't know if you've been acting like that, but you definitely
Have
do
some
think you're
respect,
going to make
Kroenke.
the final. So, first question, are you going to beat Pook this week in advance? And then second question, is it a failure season if you don't at least make the final?
I'm gonna have a statement here.
Okay.
You're a
Hopefully it
clown.
answers my question in the statement, but go ahead.
I am extremely nervous.
Oh, okay.
As you should be.
Oh.
for this particular week,
Yeah,
um,
figured you would be.
Pook
It was-
has gone on quite the run.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I have identified a few key holes in my roster
Yeah.
that I hope pan out, or
Okay.
at least give me a decent amount of points this week.
Okay.
I could be going home.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh.
However,
I'm not fucking leaving.
I do believe
That would have been hilarious.
that I'm going to win by 15 points this week.
Oh, by
Um,
15. Okay. So wait. So you just said you're worried and you're going home, but then you say you're gonna win by 15
Well,
points.
You're
I
delusional.
mean, I'm being honest.
Okay.
Imani Vidal is going to have to put up 8 points, like it's
Okay,
projecting,
well,
to
okay.
to avoid a little bit of chaos.
Okay.
Do
I
you
would
not have
say
any other
that,
running backs?
No, he doesn't.
Look
have
at
a
my other
running
running
back, too.
backs. Jordan Mason.
He hasn't had a running back
Isaiah
two almost all
Pacheco.
year.
Oh, yeah, because you gave away Chase Brown.
Mhm.
Listen, it's going to be a close game. I'm not very comfortable knowing that Pook has Dak Prescott on Sunday night and
Mhm.
Jalen Waddle on Monday night, and I
Mhm.
have nobody on Sunday night or Monday night.
Are you worried about the two wide receivers you traded him possibly ending your season? Because that's
No,
realistic possibility.
because
I think you'd
because-
much rather face Justin Jefferson right now than Connor Bedard just
Zach,
scored.
Connor
Bedard just
Bedard.
scored. Breaking
Oh.
news.
Go!
Connor Bedard just scored. All right. Anyways,
Bang.
I think that's a possibility that those two guys could be the ones that end your season, especially Waddle
Great
on Monday
play,
night.
fake red. You
could
got
be
two more to
golfer,
hit.
could be.
Two more.
I
Wait, the
will
Brink had
say-
already scored.
The break!
Oh my god. Wait.
God, we might hit.
Wait, we
Okay.
need
All
a
right.
lot
All
more.
right. Finish, Cronky.
Holy shit!
I, like I said, I think this
Oh
week
my
is
God.
a difficult week.
It's a
Next
10
week,
o'clock
if I
slot.
would advance,
It's a 10 o'clock
would
slap.
be more of a comfortable opponent.
Okay.
Is it a failure of a season to not make the final? Absolutely. Considering all the shit I've talked in, I think my team and Zombie's team are considerably better than everybody else. But they
Oh,
can have an off
you
week.
cocky
Okay.
POS.
My team in particular, Golfer, you've said it all year. My team
PAB.
is boomer bust.
Huh?
It is definitely boomer bust.
Yeah.
Big
You either
red.
put up 140 or you put up like 90. So
Your hype
think-
boomer bust.
Tampa and Atlanta is always a big, high scoring affair. So
Yeah.
hopefully tomorrow Bijan can.
I said
his
you would
ass
hope
off.
probably to get at least 25 plus from them. Is that accurate? Are you hoping to get at least 25 plus?
25 might be a reach. 20,
Really?
20, hopefully 20. I'm looking for 20 at least.
Gibbs put up 37 last week. Like, why is
And the
25 a
Brinket.
reach? It's Bijan.
And the Brinket.
Because they usually fucking hand the ball off on the 4-yard line to Tyler Algier,
Ooh,
which, hold on, could be in my lineup tomorrow one way or another. I'm not real sure. I really
What the
Really?
fuck?
have a
Really?
think.
I think you're throwing.
sleep
If you
on
put
Go ahead,
both
Pusa.
in.
Go
You're
ahead.
losing if you're doing that.
Well,
I'd
look
rather
at
take the
Tyler
chance
Algier's
with
stats.
Vidal.
That's a good call, Pusa. That's a good
Vidal,
call.
they're
Hey,
the
Zach, why
Vidal.
don't you
I
mute
mean, they
yourself
still
on
used
Discord,
him
buddy?
for half, so
Oh,
I'll still
shit.
take the chance with Vidal. But anyways, all right. Cronky.
Any other
Obviously,
questions?
we know you probably don't want to face Zombie in the final, right? You'd rather face Cheese
You
or.
guys are gonna love this video.
Would you rather face the one-legged guy or the fucking stack guy? I
Who
don't
would
know.
you rather face the most between
It's
Cheese
pretty
and
obvious.
Ant? In
Who
the
would I rather
final.
face the most in Cheese and Ant in the
Yep.
final?
Yep.
Oh, I would have great pleasure
Cheese
of
and
not only
ant.
beating Rat,
Uh-huh.
but then beating
Well, you're not beating me because you're not playing me.
and then beating
And you didn't beat me.
Zach or Slaps. I hope it's Slaps, to be honest
Uh-huh.
with you. 'Cause
Yep.
If I could put away Slaps this season, that
Yeah,
would
remember earlier
icing
in the year where we
cake.
said we were hoping for a Slaps
Let's
versus
have
you
some
final? Well, we
respect.
could have a Slaps versus you semifinal.
Can we vote as a league to kick Slaps and Zach and replace them with Bill and Rat just for
Wow.
entertainment?
No.
Uh-huh.
I want to play Cheese in the final. I
Hmm?
think me playing the Jew in the final would bring endless entertainment. But he was promised that spot 3,000 years ago.
I was.
I will make an unbiased comment
Okay.
if you
Last
can let
year-
me.
All right, hurry up.
What Cheese just said, putting me in the playoffs, I don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
I agree.
I
Yeah,
had
I
a
don't know
bad
why
day.
you said Rat. His
I
fucking,
had
he's
a
in
bad day.
11th.
Anybody
I-
see that
If
Jack's
I would have
last
beat
matchup
Zombie
is
last
like-
week, I would have been in the playoffs after
had a
beating
bad
Bill,
year.
and I had more points than Pook. So you should have said me over fucking Rat. Anyways,
Well,
all right. Well, speaking of cheese, Cronky, you had a very interesting weekend where you saw two great games, and one of them was in that Cheesehead State. Did you wear a cheese head at the game? Do you
I did.
Do you
I
own a
did,
cheese
yes.
head? All right. Well, because I didn't see it when you were there at the Great Green Bay Stadium. So in honor of me rooting for Pook this week and being Team Pook and hoping that Pook knocks you off, I did receive a little video of how your weekend went up there in the Cheesehead
Let's take a look
State.
at this video.
So you know what, Pook? Hopefully, Cronky's team plays like Cronky is acting in this video. Here we go.
There's sound?
Yeah, but there's not like much to
We don't
sound.
need it? We don't
You
need
don't
the
really
sound?
need it.
Oh, is it
So
shirtless
this is
Cronky?
here in the Cheesehead, Green Bay. Cronky, you can.
The hell is that?
If you want to talk, and this is like a giant blow-up snow globe, I guess.
The preface is that what you're about to watch, I had to do because I scored the least amount of points in my high school fantasy league.
Mm.
Well, that
the
makes
week.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're saying this season in main league was an outlier, basically.
Well, every week the lowest points scored for the
Oh.
week has to
Oh,
do this.
okay. So you
Play
have
it,
to
go
lose.
for play it.
All
My
right,
team
here
did
we
not
go.
have a good week, and here we go.
Somebody's
What
already
am I
laughing.
watching here?
Somebody's already.
Struggling to get through.
There's the guy with his cheese head or cheese cap.
Everybody cheer on my friend Pusa!
Why are you shirtless?
That's what I said.
Wait, he's gonna go on the globe and shotgun? What's going on?
Pusa! He's gotta eat a hot dog as fast as he can!
Oh.
Yeah! Woo!
This doesn't
Go,
seem that
Pat,
bad.
Go! Go, Pat, go!
It was
Go,
fucking
Pat,
freezing.
go!
So?
You see that little beer gut hanging over there, Cronky? You get to
Good
the
lord,
gym.
Pusa, good lord.
And you're flexing. Why the fuck are you
This is
flexing?
embarrassing.
Alright, I'm seeing enough.
This is crazy!
You didn't eat that hot dog that fast, Cronky.
Dude, come on, you gotta
It
eat
was
that
a
hot
foot-long
dog
hot
way
dog.
faster, dude!
Why do you keep
Come
flexing to
on.
people?
What's your problem? Dude,
I
he's
sure hope your
struggling
team
so
doesn't play
hard.
like this, Cronky.
Honestly,
this week.
you looked
Dude, this
about
is insane.
2 feet tall in that. You look like a little elf in there. A shirtless
Boo!
elf.
Boo! Boo!
Wait, so what is the point? You just have to eat the hot dog in there?
Yeah,
What
I
are you
guess.
supposed to be
Shirtless.
Best as I
Deep
could.
throat,
Did you
deep
have to be
throat.
shirtless,
No,
or did you just
yes,
take
have
off
to be
your
shirtless.
shirt?
Be
Jesus.
shirtless.
What the hell am I watching here? These
Nobody
poor
cares.
people walking
Come on,
by.
Pusa, eat. Dude, this
Come on,
is insane.
Pusa.
Deep throated, that person said.
Oh my
Did you deep
God.
throat that hot dog?
This is
Hell fucking no, it's a foot long.
Buddy, don't act like
Okay, do we have to watch all 3
No.
minutes of this shit? Oh, he's
Did you
struggling.
finally finish it?
This is absurd.
Oh,
in
he's
front of
tapping
all of
out,
Green
he's
Bay.
tapping out, you pussy ass bitch.
All right. So good luck, Cronky. I don't know why you sent me this, but
That's embarrassing.
I
I'll be
didn't
right
need
back.
to see you shirtless. But I hope your team plays like you were acting there.
Oh.
All right. Moving on then to the second matchup at the bottom half of the bracket. The winner of this plays Pook and Cronky. We have Zach versus Slaps in a big battle of two teams that are not coming into the playoffs on a high, as both teams have been struggling, including Slaps last week scoring 71 points and Zach scoring only like 92 last week. Both got their fucking asses beat in the final week of the regular season, so why not put them up together, match them up, and let their two ass teams go at it and see who can go on to the next round and possibly face Cronky or Pook. Right now, Sleeper does like Zach slightly, 126 to 120. Zach has Joe Burrow against the Ravens. You know what? Burrow's looked pretty good since coming back from injury. He's had two really good games, been a good addition for Zach, especially with his other Bengal players. So pretty decent. And he just cooked the Ravens 2 weeks ago. Jonathan Taylor against Seattle. Very tough matchup there as Seattle's defense is very good. And Jonathan Taylor has kind of been slowing down the last few weeks. Look at that. 8, 11, 15. Not ever since he had that 49-point game. He's kind of come day down. You got to figure with Phillip Rivers as the quarterback, they're going to load the box to stop Taylor first, not let him get going, and then see if Rivers can beat him with their arm. Chase Brown against the Ravens as well. He has been the opposite of Taylor. He's been looking really good lately and has been a good addition to Zach's team. Jamar Chase. This would be the time for Zach to have a big Chase game. A 30-plus point Chase game would be what Zach needs. He kind of had, I think, only 10 points last week. He hasn't really gotten going huge with Burrow yet, 18 and 10. So maybe this is the week where it finally, we get a couple touchdowns and a huge game from Chase. Justin Jefferson against Dallas. I mean, Dallas's defense isn't the greatest, especially against the pass, but I have no faith in Justin Jefferson right now, especially with who's at quarterback for them. So I can't. If you get 10 points from Justin Jefferson right now, I think you just are happy with that. Mark Andrews against Cincinnati as well, so he's got a lot of players in that Baltimore-Cincinnati game. Also, Andrews very boomer bust lately. Scary Terry against the Giants. Pretty good chance and matchup there, although they got fucking Marcus Mariota playing, so who knows. Slayton against Washington. Do like that play as Washington's defense has been god awful, and I believe in Jackson Dart this week to pop off. So that could be good. And then Tyler Loop against Cincinnati as well. Why not throw another player in that Cincinnati-Baltimore game for Zach's team? Half his lineup is in that fucking game.
Same thing 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I did, and it worked out okay for you, although Chase didn't do much that game. On Slaps' side, Jalen Hurts against the Raiders. It would kind of be a little funny if after Jalen Hurts fucked us this past week, that rushing play, and had just an absolutely horrible game, if he pops off against Zach this week in the playoffs. I could see that happening against the Raiders, who are not good. If he throws a few more picks this week against the Raiders, then that's... Josh Jacobs against Denver. That is a very tough matchup, and he's a little banged up, so we'll see what happens there. Kyron Williams against Detroit. That's a big game. Detroit and Rams. We'll see. Blake Corum's been getting a little more run and stealing some points lately from Kyron, but he's still been getting his opportunity. Just he hasn't getting the full opportunity. Devontae Adams against Detroit as well. We'll see if he gets back into the end zone. Fat Diarrhea, Deebo Samuel against the Giants. Not horrible, but we got the McLaurin versus Deebo, and they're on a backup quarterback in Mariota.
Ooh, I can cash out for $113, fake rap.
Theo Johnson against Washington. Man, there's a lot. This matchup is either Cincinnati Baltimore players or Giants freaking Washington players. He's sticking with DeVelle against Carolina. That's interesting. I don't know if I'd be doing that.
Great pick.
Jawan Jennings back in there off bye against Tennessee. I do like that spot for Jennings this week. Pretty decent matchup. And then Fairbairn against Arizona. I do think this matchup's going to be close. I do like some of Zach's players potentially, but when you got about half your lineup in one game, I don't think Burrow, Brown, Chase, Andrews, and the kicker are all going to put up points. Somebody's having a stinker out of those 5. It's just impossible for all of them to do good. So that kind of hurts. But on Slaps' side, I really don't care for Vele. I mean, he's benching Franklin. I know it's Green Bay, but I think I would still roll with... If it was me, I'd probably roll with Franklin another week just because I don't like Vele. And Jacobs kind of scares me this week. I'm going to go with Zach, but it's going to be a close matchup. I kind of hope Slaps wins just because I want to see Kroenke versus Slap in the next round. That would be kind of funny.
Wow.
And then I could root really hard for Slaps to knock him out. So I kind of hope that's what happens, but I think Zach's going to win. I just don't think Slaps' team is trending in the right direction. Cheese, who's moving on to the second round? Tie. Ooh.
Wow.
And that would go to Slaps if it was a tie. Interesting.
Whoa.
Both teams are ass.
Succeed.
Wow. Your team is ass.
No, I'm sorry. Justin Jefferson was a time bomb
Mm.
that Pook got rid of first
Yep.
and made the playoffs. So I guess that worked out.
And
But
Kroenke
yeah,
had him and got rid of him at the deadline.
You know what
I
that
don't.
means? A ticking time bomb is bound to go off.
Yeah, but like he'll go off and score what, 13?
Like I said, I think the best case for Jefferson, you just hope he somehow gets 10.
He's not a
right now.
premier player, and like he is a premier player, but he's a premier quarterback, so he can't do much.
Yeah.
I do like Chase, but I don't think I agree golfer. I don't think Chase and Chase Brown, but Chase and Brown will both have like 25 plus games. I
They
find
could.
that doubtful. And
Jonathan Taylor's back.
I do like
he though?
Taylor.
Against Seattle, in Seattle.
Well, they're gonna dump off. They're gonna dump off. He's just
Buddy,
gonna
I think
scam.
Seattle's going to hyper focus their defense to stop
They
him.
could
and
also do that.
They're going to make Philip Rivers beat them
Wait,
with
you're also
his
starting
arm
Mark
and show.
Andrews? Jesus Christ. Slayton I hate.
Wow.
Really? You hate? I kind of like Slayton this week.
He had 3. He doesn't get many targets. He's
I don't
like a
know that
booty
much
type
about
player.
Scary Terry, but I like Slayton.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like Slaps teams either. It's just ass versus. This is like. This is like the actual Giants versus
I
Commanders.
mean, this is
game.
why you were trying to get in the
Wow.
bottom half of the bracket, so you would have these teams in your side. But
I mean,
you said it last week. All right, so who's
yeah,
winning?
Tie.
Oh, you said
It's
tie.
so ass.
Wow.
It's a tie. No
Okay.
one's gonna. It's gonna be a low. It's gonna be a pathetic score.
Okay. Rat.
I fully disagree with Cheese.
Oh,
shock.
okay.
Surprisingly, right?
Yeah.
I honestly think this is going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be like
Okay.
135 to 130. It's going to be
All right.
close.
And how many points is Jalen Hurts getting?
25.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, Zach is going to sweat it, but he will win. Zach will win.
Okay.
But on Sunday night, Zach will need about 5 points from Justin Jefferson,
Mm.
and he'll only get 6.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
he will win. He'll win by 1 point.
You made a good point there. Slaps all has players at 1 or 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a Sunday
So
night
it's
swap.
going to just come down to Justin Jefferson. That is
It's
setting up for either disaster for Zach or
It's crazy to think about because you always say Dallas was the ass defense.
Yes,
Everybody wants to
they've
play
been-
them.
Mhm.
J.J. McCarthy does not want to play them, and you do not want to play them on Sunday night when their
I will
playoff
say
hopes are on the line.
Dallas the last few
I
weeks since they've
think-
gone on a turn, their defense has gotten a little bit. When
Yeah,
they made
that's what I was
those
gonna say.
moves, they
I
made the
think
move
their
for the
defense is
linebacker
good
and the
enough.
lineman, and they have played a lot better. But their secondary is still not good.
But forward, Zach's team, as much as I'm rooting for it, does scare me because no Jaden Daniels without Terry McLaurin is just no. J.J. McCarthy, I don't know. Justin Jefferson's just fallen off massively. Phillip Rivers is not saving Taylor, but it doesn't matter because this one pop-off week that I'll have to beat Slaps' team. It's perfect matchups, but these teams, if they were to win next week also, I just don't see them being cronky. It's another thing. I already have my final set. I don't know.
Okay.
It just, I don't see.
Set those finals, buddy. Set
I
those
will.
finals.
I will.
All right.
But yes, I think it will be based off matchups. I think it will be a higher scoring game than Cheese and Man.
All right. Kroenke?
Zach, I want you to do me a favor.
Shut up.
I want you to end this pussy ass
Wow.
piece of shit,
Wow.
asinine individual, just terrible at fantasy
Wow.
season.
Have some
This guy
respect.
is the scum of the league.
Wow.
He doesn't know anything about
You
fantasy.
said the same thing
Weren't
about
you
like
giving
3
him
different
compliments earlier in the
I should have
year?
made my hot take comment.
You were
Okay.
giving him
I give him
compliments.
confidence because he obviously identified a website that will be able to run
Oh,
his
here
team.
we go.
This
Or just
guy,
ask Rock if you really want to know.
So
seriously.
wait. So by this logic, shouldn't you want Slaps to beat Zach so then you can play him in the next round and easily have an easy walk to the
I
final?
want to play Zach. I feel as if.
So that tells me
hold
you're
on.
actually
Let me-
worried
no,
about
no, no,
Slaps
no.
if you play Slaps.
Let me rescind my statement. Slaps has a terrible team.
Okay.
I would rather play Slaps, but
Yeah.
Zach is going to kick the shit out of him. He's going to kick the
Okay.
shit out of him, and
Okay.
it does me. It's with great happiness that Zach I give you the power to end this motherfucker season.
All right.
Because
And
he went on a
then
Mickey
next week
Mouse
on the
run.
show, all these good comments to you, Zach, will be totally shut off and flipped the other way
No.
when Gronky faces you.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Me
Zombie.
and Zach have a very professional, business-like relationship. We're not
You're going
very,
down, Pussy. You're going down.
I forgot to say one more thing, Golfer.
Uh-huh.
These two teams will have the most points on the week. So somebody will go down set.
Oh, okay.
That
Wow.
was
That is
the
a
hot
bold
take.
prediction. That is a hot take.
Slaps and Zach will score the most points this week out of
Wow.
everybody.
That's hilarious. You know
Okay.
what's
Nope.
funny?
Slaps
You
will
know
score
what's
more
funny?
than you, Cronky, this week. Yes.
Collapse is the 3 seed, but it has the worst team in the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Okay.
that's pretty bad. And
Be pretty
You're
bad
just
to
a
lose
hater.
to him in the second round.
I'll
Based
see you
off the
next week,
comments you
Zach.
just said.
You're
Zach,
just a
there
hater.
is zero
All right.
chance. And
All
I
right,
You'll see me next-
Zombie.
Wait, did you just say you'll see me next week?
Yeah.
So you're joining me
Zero
on the
chance.
beach? So
No,
you'll
Zach,
see me next week.
He's
No,
talking
I'm
to
talking
Zach.
to Zach. man.
He's not
Listen
talking to
me.
you, non-playoff Brett.
Zach, I'll see you next week. There is zero, and I mean zero chance that you lose this week. No chance, right? There's zero chance that you're going to lose to Slaps. Whatsoever.
Okay. Now, are
See
you
you
trying
next
to
week, Zach.
are you trying to jinx him now? It kind of sounds like you're trying.
Oh, why would I do that? Me and him have a very professional, business-like relationship.
The way you're
as I said.
talking now, you kind of bring some sarcasm. It's kind of
No.
Kinda like rooting
Why would I ever
against
do
him.
such a thing?
Never.
Never.
Okay. All right, Zombie, who's winning this?
My boy Zach's winning
My
this,
boy.
and Slaps is he might kill himself.
Okay.
Okay,
I
that's a
think
little
Slaps
deep.
has to know it's
I think
over.
Slaps. Yeah, I think. Did you not see his comments yesterday in the chat? He knows his team is not looking very good.
Look, could he pull off a win for Zach? He could, but I don't see it versus Pusa unless, ACLs are torn. So
Wow.
He is on
ACLs
the.
are torn. Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying,
He's
it would
on the
take something
downward
drastic
spiral.
for him to lose versus Pusa
Okay.
if he got that far. It would take a lot of, Pusa would need to have an all-time bad week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's Slaps was so hopeful
Mhm.
midway through the season, and
Fell apart.
all come down to earth.
Hmm. Yeah, kind of agree. All right, Zach, are you advancing to the next round? Are you taking down Slaps? You're
I
at-
sure hope so. I
Okay.
mean, this is what I traded for.
Yeah. Now, I do have a question for you. You said this is what you've traded for, and obviously one of your trades was big with Justin Jefferson. Now, if somehow it's a very close matchup, like Rat said, and you only need like 6 points to advance, and somehow Justin Jefferson puts up another 3-point game, what would be your opinions of Justin Jefferson then moving forward in the
That
future?
would just be poor fantasy management by me.
Oh, okay. So you would admit that you messed up and that trade cost you your season.
Yeah, but
And would you
know,
draft Justin Jefferson ever again?
I've never drafted him once.
Oh, okay.
But that trade also has not helped Pusa.
I
I'll
agree
say
with
that.
that. Yep.
What
So,
trade?
Our
The
trade. Mike.
Justin Jefferson trade with Lamar and Chase Brown. Yep. I would agree with that.
Can we look at the trade again?
ahead.
Well, the-
Yeah.
Take a look.
The trade.
Mid for mid.
Look on the players.
Chase Brown was the best player out of that trade.
It
and I got him.
was Flacco, Burrow, Judy, Jefferson, and Chase Brown
Yeah.
for Lamar, Pacheco, Harrison,
Both
Ladd,
lost the trade.
and Vidal.
You know what? Zach won the trade because he got the best player.
I
Both
think
lost the
Chase
trade.
Brown is the one there. Yeah, good trade,
Yeah,
Zach.
Chase Brown and Burrow have both been very good.
I must say, I forgot to say this, but if Zach were to win this week
Uh-huh.
and the Bengals were to lose this week,
Uh-huh. They may
You
shut
get what
it
I'm
down.
saying?
Yeah, I brought that up 2 weeks ago on the show.
Also,
That are you worried at all with a Bengals stack that if they're out of it, do they just shut everything
Zach
down?
Zach is forced to start Justin Jefferson, even though he does suck. So
It's a Jefferson week.
So,
Yeah.
it's possible Lemar has a good week.
And
or
maybe
Baltimore
not
beats
next week, but like if he
Cincinnati.
made the final, if the Bengals are out of it, they may stop trying. I mean, that's a
No,
possibility that you need to kind of worry about a couple weeks from
no, Pusa. You know who will have a good week? You know who will have a good week? C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans, Jacoby
Let's
Myers,
go.
Jake Ferguson, son, and Woody Mark.
Yeah, you guys doubted me all
That whole
year.
team will have a good week. Don't you
You
worry.
doubted me
Buddy, you're
all
facing
year.
Ants without
He
London. You're
was,
getting
he
bailed.
was promised a good week
You're-
from all those players.
Yeah, but the
Cheese-
good thing about
27 years
Cheese
ago.
might get bailed this week, but he's not
Cheese
getting
is
bailed
getting
next
done.
week.
He's not
because
getting
How in
done
the
next
world
week.
is
He's got
Zombie
Zombie
for
waiting for him.
147?
You're getting because his team is insane.
He's got Zombie waiting for him, so he
Pray
may
for
get
the
bailed
Seahawks
this week.
Bears.
But
We pray
all
for
right,
the
so
Bears.
looking then
couple
at the
weeks.
bracket one more time, it is now time for the playoff predictions. We
Already
made our
game on.
predictions for this week, round one, but let's go a little further here and say who the two will be in the final and who's the champion of this season. I'll start. I think it's just destined to be a Zombie versus Cronky final. I think those two are the best teams. The only way I see that not happening is if Pook somehow can pull the upset off this week. I think Pook will give Cronky his biggest scare. I think Cronky walks, if he gets past this week, I think he walks over Slaps or Zach next week, whoever he plays out of that, and makes the final. But I think Pusa might just edge it out this week. If he can get past this week, I think he makes the final. On the other side, I do think there's potential for Cheese maybe to somehow put up a fight versus Zombie in the second round. I do think Cheese will advance. I just think the injuries for Ant's team and trending the wrong direction is not good going into the playoffs. So I do think Zombie versus Cheese has potential to maybe be a sneaky upset just because Cheese has the magic, but I still am going to take Zombie. So Zombie versus Cronky for the final. That's that. I don't want that final. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope it's like Cheese versus Zach or something, because
Wow.
I really don't. I mean, Zombie, you won enough championships. It is funny. I compared you, Zombie, to the New England Patriots dynasty, and that was actually a very accurate comparison because at the time that I made it, it looked like the Patriots, they hadn't won it in a couple years. They've been horrible. They looked like they were done. They didn't have their quarterback anymore. But now all of a sudden they're right back in the conversation, being one of the best teams and possibly winning another championship this year, which is what your team is right now. So I'm gonna say Zombie versus Cronky, and Zombie wins it just because if Cronky somehow wins this championship, it would be bad. It would be bad. Not only would he win like all his bets, but then we got to hear him with his championship. He would never let us hear the end. He tries to never let us hear the end of that championship he supposedly freaking won with Pete's league way back in the day when half of us weren't even in this league. And I don't let him hear that.
I
But if he
remember that.
wins this one legitimately, it would be bad. So I would have to go with Zombie, and I'm going to go with Zombie because I think Zombie's team is the best. But it would be, I think, a high-powered final if both those teams meet in the final. All right, Rat, give us yours one more time. You said Zombie
man.
and Cronky.
We're all rooting for Book to take down Slap or Pusa,
yes.
or we're all rooting for Slaps or Zach to take down Pusa.
Yeah.
But sadly, it will be Zombie versus Pusa, and it's going to be a very close one.
Mm-hmm.
But Zombie buddy, you got one job this year. I can't believe I'm rooting for you. It would be the end of time if Pusa won this league.
Yes.
And I don't want to hear that laugh every day when he joins
Yes.
the Xbox party.
And the
it's gonna
sarcasm
be
in
so
his
good.
voice every day
It's
when he
gonna be so
joins.
good.
It would just be horrible.
But I do think Zombie's team is better, and I do believe in Zombie to win it all.
Mhm.
And
Honestly, yeah, go ahead.
It's going to be Zombie to make it. I don't care about the other side, but it would be great to see Pusa make it all the way just to lose. So that would be fun. Then he wouldn't hear the end.
Honestly, Yeah, that wouldn't be bad, but just the worry of having to worry about
But at
Kroenke
the
in
end
the
of the
final and
day,
maybe
when
he
all
gets
these
lucky in the final.
everybody who loses, they're not hearing the end of it. So I'm
The
coming for you all.
best case scenario, the dream bracket for me would be Slaps versus Kroenke in the second round, and Slaps beats him, and Slaps goes to
Oh.
the final versus either Cheese or Zombie,
No, my
and
dream
then
would be
somehow
beating.
Slaps wins it all.
Oh, fuck
I
it.
am the biggest Slaps fan. I don't think he has any chance in the world to win it, but I am rooting for Slaps to win it. He's the first person I would pick to win this, or
What a
root for
joke.
to win this whole thing,
What
because
a joke.
everything we just said about Kroenke, if he wins it, is double if Slaps wins, because then Kroenke
Oh.
would never be able to live down the fact that Slaps, the guy that he says has no clue, that's the foreigner,
I would
wins a
not mind
title
Slaps winning.
before Kroenke. That would be great.
But I'm not sending that guy to Scotland Trophy. He can buy his own.
That would be great.
You have to admit, I just want to say this. I will never leave this league, but if for some way I did, the league would be in extreme turmoil in terms of entertainment value.
We will kick you out, buddy.
I bring in rich entertainment every single season. I mean,
you are. You do. A lot of people like to hate you. You're easy
Yeah.
to like to hate for many reasons.
yeah,
And
like John
especially your
Cena.
hatred of Slaps. That's why I want Slaps to beat you so bad, just to rub it in your face. All right, Cheese. I think I know what your bracket looks like, but go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, I'm not a pussy, so I'm gonna take myself.
Okay.
And I'm like last year, I sent Zach to the beach.
Oh, Cheese versus Zach in the final, and you beat
And I'm gonna
him.
do it again.
You get your
Wow, Cheese.
revenge for the UCL drawing at the start of the year. Oh, I like that. Okay. That would be
That
interesting too.
UCL draw is that's what's gonna fuck him in the final.
We're gonna get
Yeah.
Zach's hope so far up.
Oh.
He made the finals.
And all he's
And
got
then
to
his
do is beat
Jefferson.
you.
His Jefferson is
Jamar
wide
Chase,
open,
Justin Jefferson.
and JJ McCarthy spikes the ball because he can't throw a pass.
Wow.
Is that a Mike Evans situation where he's wide open.
Nope, Mike Evans will dominate.
All right, that's interesting. I like that. All right, Kroenke.
I am going to make it to the championship.
Okay.
However, this week is very, very difficult in
Yeah.
particular. If I get past this week, like you said, Gopher, I think it's going to be a walk in the park next week. On the other side of the bracket, I think Cheese is going to beat AF.
Okay.
And that Zombie and Cheese game is going to be quite the spectacle.
Okay.
However, I see Zombie winning that. And then it's me and Zombie in the final.
Mm-hmm. Marquee match.
That will be David and Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Zombie has set quite the legacy in this league.
Yep.
But it's time for a new person
Okay.
Okay.
to start his
Okay.
dynasty.
All right.
Last year, Kroenke should have gotten an opportunity to go to the final. Unfortunately,
Okay. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts decided to be a pussy and ended my season
Mhm.
unfairly to
Ah.
Rat.
Yeah. Then Rat won it all. Just think that would have been you. You would have won it all.
I would have. I would have. It's unfortunate, but there is light at the end of the tunnel,
Uh-huh.
and this light is going to guide me to the title this year.
Mm.
And I hope that everybody listens in this entire party here tonight
Mhm.
that it will be the worst year of fantasy football that you will ever experience. I am not going to shut up. I am going to make it endless hell for all of you. And it is in tune going to spur quite the
Relax, little guy.
desire to be better next year, which is
Mm.
good for our league.
Okay. Yeah.
Good for our league.
Okay. All right. Great prediction. I hope that doesn't come true, but I like the prediction. All right, Zach, let's what's your final, and are you winning it all?
Anybody but Pusa or Pook. Don't care.
Okay. So, are you taking yourself to get to the final?
I would like to.
Okay. I mean, you made this
That
trade
means
for
Pusa or Pook
this
can't get
for
in.
this run. You Made that trade at the deadline to make this run all the way to the final.
Yeah,
Are you gonna
those
face
trades
Zombie in the
are either gonna
final,
make
or
break me right there.
are you gonna face Zombie in the final, or who are you facing in the final?
We'll find out.
Wow, you're not gonna make a prediction?
I'm just hoping that anybody but Pook or Pusa wins.
Okay, well, luckily for you, only one of them has a chance.
Neither one of them.
Okay, that's impossible. All right, and then Zombie, obviously our multiple-time champion, right back in the key top position again to possibly get another championship under your belt. Obviously already into the semifinal, so you only got to win 2 games to win it all. Zombie's been in this position before. Do you get it done again?
Yeah, we are relaxing this week, watching these teams.
Hopefully you stay healthy.
Yeah,
Fight it out.
hopefully you stay healthy. Then.
Oh, my team will be ready for next week. I think I will be facing Cheese.
Okay.
And Cheese, your season is gonna come to an end.
Okay.
You doubted me.
Just
Everyone
like
doubted me all
just
year.
like Edwin Diaz. His season came to an end with
And
the
Pete Alonso.
Zombie, you're going to be ringless just like the Padres.
Whoa.
Oh.
And then on the other side, I think it's gonna be Pusa against Zach,
hmm
and I got my boy Zach beating Pusa.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay.
Wow.
So Zombie versus Zach final. Okay.
So it will be a great final against Zach. Just like his Warriors are done, he's done too.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
All right. Interesting predictions. I like how pretty much everybody had a little different prediction. I think me and Rat were the only ones that said like Zombie and Kronk.
I mean, if you wanted my hot take prediction, Slaps is making a run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm the biggest Slaps fan. I hope he goes on a
Let me
huge run.
just say this: there are 7 teams in the playoffs. The whole league wants only 6 teams to win. We cannot let one Dame win, and that is Jack Pusa.
I mean, I really don't want Pook to win.
I
either,
can't
but,
stand
yeah.
Jack Pusa. No,
I want
Pook
Pook to
can
win this week, but I don't want Pook to win the whole thing.
I cannot stand this little guy's ego, and I really hope
It's
Wow.
the
going
same
to be
thing happens
hell
like last
for
year.
you, Anthony
I
Dorelli.
Yeah,
I
but
hope
if
so.
Pusa won,
It's
if
gonna be
Pusa
hell on
won,
earth.
if Pusa won, it'd be funny that everyone but like Zach has a ring at this point.
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't
Dorelli,
have
it
a
will
ring.
be hell for you every single day when you have the urge to look at your AIDS Twitter chat every single day at work, and you're gonna
You
be
will be
like,
kicked
oh,
out of that
fuck.
chat. Pusa. I'm the leader of
Rocky
that.
won this year. Oh, it's going to be hell. I'm
All
going
right.
to
Well,
but
hopefully.
I'm driving up to.
Come
I'm
on,
going
Poop.
to drive up to Jersey to pick up the
Jersey.
trophy.
I'm not in Jersey.
Wherever the fuck you are, Philly, whatever.
And what
We'll
else?
catch a
What
baseball
else
game
did you say
together.
you were gonna do
We'll
today
catch a
when you go
baseball
there?
game
I'm
together.
gonna fuck his mom. Pet the
Oh,
mutt.
Whoa!
Pet that little mutt that barks.
Please do us a favor, Cronky, and take care of that mutt, please.
Okay.
Where are you? And if you got to use the bathroom, stay away from Rat's bathroom.
Okay.
All right, well, we will see what happens in the playoff first round. We will do one final show next week to break down the round 1 matchups and preview the semifinals.
Go, Pook,
so we
go.
will do that and
Barry-
see what
Matthew
happens, and
Barry-
we'll catch you back.
Hey, Matthew Barry, if you're listening, we are very entertaining, and our commissioner does a great
Yes.
job.
And I
every
deserve
single year.
$25K.
Wait, can I
deserve
shout out
it.
one
He's a
more
great
person
commissioner.
since we're shooting at people?
Yes, go ahead.
Matt Thomas, we all missed you.
We
Oh,
no, we do not.
That's a little.
Don't say
extreme,
we all miss
but
him. That's a lie.
I will be open to bringing Matt back in the
Okay.
future. Let me just put
If
that out
Cronky
there.
won the league, we can bring you back, man.
All right, Matt, I'm sending you this now.
All right. We will catch you back here next week to see what happens in the round 1. Good luck to everyone. Make sure you keep an eye on your lineups. Don't pull a Pook situation from a few years ago. People that have injuries, make sure you wake up, set an alarm before 1 o'clock. It would be embarrassing to be in the same boat as Pook in the history of the league.
Pook.
All right.